What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. And I'm just going to be straight up. This is going to be a bit of a yap session. Change is scary, and I am scared of it. And I have supporting evidence for that. But first things first, man, change like the way I've made the video game a little different this time. I think I like this. But man, it's kind of a thing, man. Um, I was born in '97, and my parents were born in the '80s. So long story short, they were born during a time to where change was unnecessary in a way. Not unnecessary, but it wasn't wanted. It just wasn't wanted. And no one really cared to have all that change, right? At least my parents. So they kind of instilled that value in me, and I really lived with my grandma for the most part, if I'm being straight up. So first 14 years of my life, everything was really the same. And then after that, I went with my mom, and it was a whole different story. I didn't like that change at all. And I just say that to say this. I think that that kind of stuff impacted me in my regular life right here and right now today. I did not like change, guys. Change is something that makes me very uncomfortable, and obviously it can make anyone uncomfortable. But the difference between those who do the difference is that I don't actually take that leap a lot of the times. So I can say a quick little example. Now, I'm not saying that you should get into crypto, but there was a time where I was doing actual legitimate research on crypto. I sold all my video games. I sold all my game systems, my PlayStation, my Nintendo Switch, all that, and the video games with it to get as much money as possible to invest all of it into crypto. There was one coin, the Sand coin, and this was back in November of 2022, I believe, and I knew it was going to go up. Everybody was talking about it. I did the research, and everything was being proven. It was just that perfect opportunity. And that at that time, I was really doing research, and I had $1,700, and I was supposed to invest it in that coin. I invested $50 or $25, bro. $25. And guess what happened with that coin? It went up times 10. And if I would have invested all 1,700 of my dollars in that, would have had over $17,000. But I was just scared of doing the different thing. Now, obviously, I was scared of losing all my money too, but I was really just scared. I had did every step except for the last step, which is actually pulling the trigger. I got rid of all my video games, bro. I don't think you guys understand, but I didn't really have a good gaming laptop at that point. So me saying that I got rid of my video games, like I really did. And I took all the steps and I let go of everything, but I just wasn't willing to grab the new thing. And for that reason, I missed out on a lot of money. That would have been the most money I've ever touched in my life. $17,000. I've never held or had that in my bank account ever. So that would have been something different for me, and my life probably would have changed forever because I still had a job and I still had the opportunity to invest in other things. I would have pulled that money right out at 10, at times 10, or maybe times 8, maybe times 7, you know? But I would have had over $10,000 that day. But I chose not to do it though. I chose just to put a little dip my toe in the water, and then the water felt good, but I was still scared because I can't swim, you know? That's how I felt. And I just say that as some supporting evidence to say that, guys, man, change is something else, man. It's scary for me, dude. Like, I get petrified at that stuff, man. And I hate to say it, I hate to admit it, but I really do. Pulling that trigger is something I've only been doing recently, but I've still only did it with smaller things. I have not done that with life altering things in the sense of if I go to this store and it's gonna change my life and I know it. I still haven't done that. And our most recent example was the job. The job I told you guys about that pays 25 to where I would be 20 minutes away from my current work, and the people are nice. Now the job is toxic, but the actual chemicals that's in there, it is literally like polysorbate 80, and you're kind of around it all day. And apparently it does have links to skin irritation, and anything that has skin irritation on the day one, and like day 300 of being around it, you might end up getting cancer. I'm just gonna say. So that was a factor. That was actually kind of a big factor but I'm not gonna lie. The biggest factor was losing my current job where I'm at, and that job is so close to where I live, dude. It's ridiculous. Like literally on my bicycle, it takes me 8 to 11 minutes to get there. That is so fast. That is so fast that nothing can beat that unless I can just walk down the street, literally. But there is no job down the street. That is the closest job down the street for me, and it pays good too. So, but the people, the management are toxic. They make the job harder, and they just don't really help you. They help you get money. So obviously that's why I'm there. But the thing is, I should be getting a car soon, which is crazy. My aunt is leaving the state. She's moving away, and she says if you just pay me like $100 to $200 a month, it's really just me borrowing the car. But it's like having a car rental for a year and only paying $200 a month for a car rental. Now, obviously, it is a little different though. It might be more like $300 to $400 because I do have to get insurance and pay for all that stuff. So that's important. So it's gonna be like $300 to $400 a month, but it's a car. For $300 to $400 bro, $400 will get you about 4 days, 3 to 4 days in the car, like in a rental, a real rental. Now, granted, the rental will be much newer. The car is gonna be in 2005. What is it? I forget. I want to say it's a Lincoln, but I don't know. I do know it's not a Lincoln. I forget what it is. Doesn't really matter though. So what I'm saying is that the new job that I turned down that gave me a job offer was 20 minutes away, and I'm supposed to be getting a car in about 3 weeks, and I would have been able to drive to and from work no issue. But I really just scared to change, bro. When it came to pulling the trigger, I did initially. I actually accepted the job, and I was supposed to start a month later, and I've been thinking about it for these past 3 weeks, and technically I'm supposed to start like next week. And I thought about it, and I'm just like, dude, I just can't do it, man. I just can't do it. But I will be honest, a part of it was the whole toxic work environment, the actual physical, chemical toxic work environment. But they made the offer so enticing. They said 3 weeks of vacation day one, a $750 sign-on bonus, and then you get like another $750 later, like after 6 months, and then after a year you get like $1,000. So the sign-on bonus was legitimate. And then they said you get 11 paid holidays, and then you get one personal holiday. Just like whatever religion you're messing with. You could be a freaking Satanist or whatever they call it. You could be one of them, bro, and be like, well, yeah. Be like from Dragon Ball Bridge. Hail Satan. I'm not with that stuff. I just have to say, the stuff was hilarious. But yeah, dude, you could do whatever, a holiday for yourself. So the offer was so enticing. And if it was down the street, I'd probably do it. And the funny thing is, I still say probably, because I am terrified of change when it comes to big things in my life, dude. And I need help with that. Like, I actually need help. Like, starting this YouTube channel was a big change for me, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. That was a big change. I am the kind of guy who just enjoys his little pattern for the day. So I wake up, and I used to work out, but when I do work out, I just do a couple push-ups, do a couple sit-ups. I'll get in my steam sauna, and then I will go and take a shower, get out of the shower, clean my steam sauna, and my steam sauna is like $100, $120. So it's not like I'm some rich guy, but whatever. Clean that thing up, and then dress up, play the game a little bit, and then go to work, and then come back home, stay up like 2-3 hours, go to sleep, do it all over again. My routine is like very basic. I need to add to it because I have not been working out. Like, I played basketball with my friend on Sunday, and it was quite obvious that I needed to work out more. But it was a fun time. Regardless, I'm just saying that to say that I am terrified of change, even if it's a good one. And another example of this is when I used to work at the Marriott Internationals as a customer sales representative, and I just booked rooms for people basically. And one lady told me that I spoke so well that I need to contact her on LinkedIn and we could really do some work. And who knows where that could have led, man. It was a lady who had enough money to book an executive room for herself. That's like a $300 room a night. And she told me to contact her. I could have literally been doing something like, I'm just saying, my uncle is actually a public speaker and he makes thousands of dollars. And he's a life coach too. He makes thousands of dollars coaching people in life, just telling them what they should and shouldn't do. But he's a businessman. He's not like on YouTube and stuff. He's just, people contact him for help. And I could have been similar to him, you know, public speaking, man. I'd be hearing, like Ben Shapiro when he was super big back in the day when he was blowing up for embarrassing kids in college and stuff. Those people were paying him like $20,000 to come and speak. $20,000 for one-time events, bro. So it's just more supporting evidence that I'm scared to change. I don't pull that trigger, and I honestly need some help. I'm not saying you guys can have like some magic pill or anything. I'm just saying like I need help, in whether it's from God or from myself to just do it. Just do it. That Nike symbol. You know what I mean? It's just something else, dude. It's crazy. I don't know why I'm like this. Well, I do know why I'm like this because I pretty much lived the same for the first 14 years of my life, and I literally sculpted my brain to like patterns that I'm used to. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's kind of how I feel. But as you get older and you're exposed to people that are not just your family and stuff, that are not just your mom, dad, grandma, brothers and sisters, these people act different. They think different, and they will challenge you in your ways. And I guess you could say I run away from the challenge, really, and I hate that, and I really do. That's actually the truth. So this is, like I said, this is just a yap session. So don't expect too much out of me today. But yeah, guys, change is something else, man. It's something else. But I am actually trying, just making this YouTube channel make a big change for me. Hopefully, I get something else going on. Like, if I could say one thing that I would like, that would be the greatest change for me, is honestly being a reseller. Like, literally just selling stuff, like, so that I can have money in my pocket to actually try to have more change, and then not have to depend on this one job, because I do feel like I have a life link with my job. Like, if me or the other is not together, connected, then my life is done for. And that's why I'm trying to work overtime. That's why I'm trying to pay off this debt, so that I can, because everything's connected in the spider web. And the one change that I would love to have is to not be financially tied to my job, because at this point it's like, if I don't have my job, then I don't even have myself. And that's a big reason why I kept this job. Even though the other job was willing to welcome me with open arms, this one is where I'm at. It's the easiest one to get to, and it pays me good. So, but the toxicity is through the roof, right? It's just crazy. So with that being said, yeah, I'm scared to change, but I do have my reasons for doing what I do. But when it comes down to like life events, like literal sudden events that you never would have thought would have happened, where someone literally offers you something that could change your life in a good way, man, you gotta go for it. Gotta go for it, because then that'll lead to regret, and that is something that happened. I made a whole video about that stuff, actually. Now, did I add that whole woman contacting me on LinkedIn in that video? I don't know. I don't really remember. Most of my regrets in that video was just like regular stuff that, like, it was my most important thing, because that was something that might have did something for me. I'm sure it would have, but there's no guarantee. She would have, she could have been like, dude, you suck. I was mistaken me. But who knows? Alright, guys, that's actually going to be the video. I don't want to keep you guys here too long talking about yapping and yap. So just know that if anything that you learn from this is that if you can tell that there's going to be a change that's for the better, go ahead, bro. Just do it. Real talk. Just do it, please. Do it for me and do it for you. That being said, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see y'all later.